Not only are grapes wonderful for eating, juicing, and winemaking, but they are also a beautiful ornamental plant. Grapevines should be planted in early spring and typically harvested in later summer and early fall. Remember that pruning your grapes in late winter is important, too. Welcome to another episode of What You Need to Know About Your Fruits. Our interest today will be on grapes. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Grapevines not only produce sweet and versatile fruits, they add an element of drama to a garden or landscape. They are vigorous growers, and with the proper pruning, they will produce fruit with ease within a few years and last for 30 years or more. For home gardeners, there are three main types of grapes to consider: American, Vitis labrusca; European, V. vinifera; and French American hybrids. American grapes are the most cold-hardy, while European grapes usually better for wine than the table do well in warm, dry, Mediterranean-type zones. Hybrids tend to be both cold-hardy and disease-resistant, but are not as flavorful as European grapes. Another type that is grown in the U.S. is the muscadine, V. rotundifolia, which is native to the southern United States. The muscadine grape's thick skin make it best suited for use in jams, wine, or other processed grape products. Make sure you purchase grapevines from a reputable nursery. Vigorous, 1-year-old plants are best. Smaller, sometimes weaker, 1-year-old plants are often held over by the nursery to grow another year and are then sold as 2-year-old stock. Obtain certified virus-free stock when possible. Eager to get started? We have plenty of tips for growing grapes in your backyard. Planting. Before we continues, please, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you soon on another episode. Grapevines should be planted in early spring after the date of the last hard freeze has passed. Vines are usually purchased as dormant, bare root plants. Most grape varieties are self-fertile. To be sure, ask when you are buying vines if you will need more than one plant for pollination. Select a site with full sun. If you don't have a spot with full sun, make sure it at least gets morning sun. A small amount of afternoon shade won't hurt. Your soil needs to be deep, well-drained, and loose. You also need good air circulation. Grapevines will need to be trained to some sort of support to grow upward. This will also cut the risk of disease. The support needs to be in place at planting. One option is a sturdy trellis or arbor. The arbor may have 2, 4, or 6 posts, depending on whether it's attached to the house or another structure. The top can be secured with 2-inch by 4-inch wooden slats that hold the arbor together and topped with 1-inch by 2-inch wood pieces to create the lattice work for the vines to grow on. You may also need corner braces to secure the whole structure. Grow the grapes, 1 per post, selecting the strongest cane. Allow it to grow to the top of the post the first year, securing it to the post as it grows. If you are low on free space, try growing grapes on a stake. Pound in a sturdy stake next to the grapevine and securely attach it. Keep the vine growing vertically. Let the vine grow to the top of the stake the first year, then top it. Allow 4 to 5 side canes to grow. Remove all the rest. Before planting grapevines, soak their roots in water for 2 or 3 hours. Space vines 6 to 10 feet apart, 16 feet for muscadines. For each vine, dig a planting hole 12 inches deep and 12 inches wide. Fill with 4 inches of topsoil. Trim off broken roots and set the vine into the hole slightly deeper than it grew in the nursery. Cover the roots with 6 inches of soil and tamp down. Fill with the remaining soil, but don't tamp this down. Water at time of planting. Pests/diseases. Aphids. Japanese beetles. Powdery mildew. Black rot. Harvesting grapes. If grapes aren't ripening, pinch back some of the foliage to let in more sunlight. Grapes will not continue ripening once picked from the vine. Test a few to see if they are to your liking before harvesting, usually in late summer or early fall. Grapes are ripe and ready to harvest when they are rich in color, juicy, full-flavored, easily crushed but not shriveled, and plump. They should be tightly attached to the stems. Sample different grapes from different clusters, and the taste should be between sweet and tart. Check our ripeness guide for more tips on color. Grapes can be stored for up to 6 weeks in the cellar, but grapes can absorb the odors of other fruits and vegetables, so keep them separate. Use cardboard boxes or crates lined with clean, dry straw. Separate bunches with straw or sawdust. Check often for spoilage. See our article on making jams and jellies with fruit from your garden. How are grapes stored? Before we continues, please, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you soon on another episode. Your refrigerator is the best place to keep fresh grapes. They thrive at about 30 to 32 degrees Fahrenheit with 90 to 95% humidity, so go ahead and throw them in the back of your crisper drawer. It's usually the coldest place in the fridge. Also, because grapes can absorb odors, make it a point to not store them directly next to smelly foods like onions or fish. Store unwashed. When you get home with a new container of grapes, you might be inclined to rinse them off immediately, but don't. You want to keep the grapes as dry as possible until you plan to eat them, as any excess moisture will speed up the decaying process and cause the fruit to rot more quickly. When you're ready to eat, simply place the grapes in a colander and rinse them thoroughly under cool, running water. Let them breathe. You don't need any special container to store grapes properly. In fact, the ventilated bag or plastic box they came in is ideal. Here's why: grapes need a little breathing room to last as long as possible. Sticking them in an airtight container, like a zip-top bag, creates humidity, which ultimately becomes moisture that accelerates spoilage. If you already tossed the original packaging, any well-ventilated container will do. To freeze or not to freeze. If you don't think you'll use your grapes before they go bad, you may want to consider freezing them. Frozen grapes make fantastic additions to smoothies, can be used in place of ice in cocktails, and are a refreshing and healthy snack on a hot day. Related: 5 grape jelly and jam recipes. How long do grapes last? It depends on how you store them. Stored dry in a well-ventilated container in the crisper drawer of your fridge, grapes can last up to 3 weeks. They won't last nearly as long at room temperature, and they'll lose their crispness more quickly. How to choose grapes? It's important to inspect grapes at the grocery store before purchasing. Why? Because one bad grape can spoil the whole bunch. In other words, 1 or 2 moldy grapes will cause the whole bag to deteriorate faster. Here are some other things to look for at the grocery store. Good grapes are plump and round. Avoid ones that are shriveled, discolored, or show signs of molding. Check for stem attachment. When stems are brittle and dry, the grapes fall off and go bad more quickly. Opt for a bunch of grapes that are firmly attached at the stem. Don't worry if you see a thin white film on the grapes. This is called a bloom, and it's actually a good thing. It's a natural waxy layer that protects the grapes and keeps them fresh for longer. It'll easily rinse off when it's time to eat them. Health benefits of grapes. Before we continues, please, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you soon on another episode. Heart help. Grapes are a good source of potassium, a mineral that helps balance fluids in your body. Potassium can help bring down high blood pressure and lower your risk of heart disease and stroke. Most people don't get enough of this nutrient, so eating grapes can help fill the gap. Healthy skin and hair. Grape seeds are rich in vitamin E, which helps your skin stay smooth and hydrated. Other compounds in grapes may help prevent acne and increase blood flow to your scalp for healthier hair. Weight loss. You wouldn't think a fruit this sweet could help you drop some unwanted pounds, but grapes may do just that. A natural compound they contain appears to make it harder for your cells to store fat. It may also help fat cells in your body break up at a faster rate. Just be careful not to eat too many. One serving is 1/2 cup, or about 16 grapes. Eye protection. Natural chemicals in grapes ease inflammation in your body and help protect your cells from damage. That's good news for your eyes. Studies show that a diet that includes grapes can prevent or delay common eye diseases like cataracts and glaucoma. Immune system boost. A compound in grapes called resveratrol can help shore up the immune system, your body's defense against germs. More research needs to be done to find out exactly how it may help, but one day, you might see resveratrol in products to help heal wounds or prevent bacterial infections. Good for your brain. Resveratrol in grapes slows the breakdown of cells that naturally happens as you age. This may prevent harmful plagues from forming in your brain and slowing down how well it works. Constipation relief. The high water content in grapes can help your digestive system run more smoothly. Grapes are also full of insoluble fiber, which can lead to softer stools. Better sleep. Grape skins are high in melatonin, a chemical that may improve your sleep. Studies show melatonin eases jet lag and insomnia, and may help steady your mood. Keep blood sugar low and cancer defense. Research shows antioxidants in grapes may prevent or delay the growth of cancer cells. Some cancers that they may protect you from include mouth, lung, throat, pancreas, prostate, and colon. Thanks for watching interesting facts about grapes. Please, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you soon on another episode.